All right, well, welcome to the very first Cloud Study Jam, guys. So, let's go ahead and I guess we can talk a little bit about what the DSC is. We spoke a little bit about this in the info session, but being our first event, we might want to reiterate. It's a student-run community that is supported and recognized by Google, and they provide us with access to technology and resources like Quick Labs, which offers students the opportunity to learn new topics and skills that they can apply in the real world. We really are trying to bridge the gap between theory and the practice of university and workplace. We try to encourage students from all undergraduate or postgraduate programs with an interest in technology and an interest in learning. That's our main criteria for attracting people to the DSC. We really want to make this inclusive and a collaborative community. About Quick Labs in general, Quick Labs is a testing facility, an online testing facility that allows you to train in different technologies such as Firebase, which can be used to scale your website and mobile applications to 1 million users if you really wanted to. It's very intuitive and it's a great resource. The next is the Google Cloud Platform. This is everything from ads if you want to run advertising, or analytics if you're looking to monitor websites, or even just creating small projects using a virtual machine. On the bottom left, you can see Dialogflow. That is Google's really user-friendly, interactive voice recognition software. They employ machine learning, which allows you to integrate Dialogflow into your apps and have a seamless user experience of voice recognition. Users can search for terms on your website that will automatically bring up products, or you could customize it to your liking. On the bottom right is Flutter, and that is the hot and upcoming technology that will allow you to create an Android and iOS application on one framework. So you'll write one code base, and that gets distributed to multiple different systems. You'll be okay for different generations of Android as well as iOS. It's also extremely reactive, and they are working on creating a web version of Flutter as well, which will allow you to create one app for web, mobile, being iOS and Android, all in one. Really great stuff. Today, what we're going to be doing is learning about Google Cloud Platform. This is the GCP Essentials crash course, and we're going to be giving you a little bit of a tour of the Google Cloud Platform and what it can really do for you. So in order to get started with Quick Labs, we are going to provide you with a link. So here. All right, there we go. There's the link. What you can do is click on that link, and it should take you to this page. Can everybody see this page? Put a message up in the chat when you guys get here. All right, that sounds cool. So once we're on this page, we want to look for this quest, the Google Cloud Platform Essentials quest. We can tackle some other ones later on, some that are related to machine learning and data, as well as BigQuery. These are really useful for businesses. But for now, we're going to learn about the Google Cloud Platform Essentials, which will give us access to learn the more complicated topics. So once you see this page, your access code, we're going to enter in this code over here. Let's see. We want to enter in 1S-Redlands-1809. And That's in the chat as well, so you can go and copy that. And we will enter it here. Say that we're not a robot. And once we're here, it's going to prompt us to sign in. So you can click this, and it will prompt you to sign in. And so you can sign in with Google. Accept their terms of service. It's not really one. For technical difficulties. Okay, there we go. So we should see this page. Has everybody gotten to this page? At this page? I see. So if you were stuck at this page, perhaps go back to the link that we sent, the Quick Labs link. That will take you back to here, where you can repaste in the code. Once you do this, it should allow you to re-enroll. So just let me know as soon as you're okay. So now that you're on it, you can click Start. And that will start the lab for you. And while the lab's taken down, I'll go through and explain what the gist of this is. You need to be in the lab for at least 5 minutes in order to get the free access to Quick Labs. So while I'm talking, it should count down. So essentially what Google Cloud is it's a suite of the services that Google uses their machines to operate. They've got a lot of computers that they string together and create a network, and they then rent out these machines to users, which allows users to play around with technologies in a sandbox environment. The sandbox environment meaning ramifications of whatever they do don't exit into their own accounts. So you can feel free to break things as much as you like. So there is very little prerequisites. It's completely introductory level. And we're going to be going through this together. And the following lab will be a little bit more engaging. And the one after that, you can do on your own, which will allow you to really explore the Quick Labs environment. To break it down, every Quick Labs is a testing type of environment, an interactive testing type of environment. You will always see a Start Lab button that you can click to start. Clicking that creates a temporary environment and gives you complete access to all the necessary services and credentials that you would need. That is right over here. So whenever you want to open Google Cloud Console, you will log in with this email and this password. That gives you special, unique access to the Google Cloud Platform, and this will disappear as soon as the timer hits 00. You also get scored on these labs, and it's graded completely automatically. We don't need to worry about purchasing credits because we will get them for free. And here we get to the point where we actually do a little bit of testing. So this testing we're going to do together because it's mostly introductory to get you used to the application. And this one, we'll just do it together. Start lab. Once the timer reaches 0, 0, you will lose access. Some labs do have tracking. And in order to receive a completion credit, you must complete the required hands-on lab. So once everybody has this, give me a shout in the chat. Got it? Cool. So a few key terms like this. This is your username and password. These are the credentials that you will use to log into the Google Cloud, the Google console. So this button, as I said, takes you to the Cloud console, which will have all of the tools listed. And we'll go through that now. So we click to open, and it brings us in to a sign-in page. Now, be careful to not use your own account for this. If you use your own account and you manage to get in and somehow exceed resources, they could possibly block your account. So we don't want that happening. We want to go to over here, copy our username. And then we'll go back and we'll copy the password given to us. You can confirm this because we don't need to attach an account number to that. And once that's done, you should have this appear on the screen. Does everybody have this? Yes? Okay. So on the left-hand side is your navigation panel, and this is where you'll see a majority of the tools and services available to you. And you can feel free to explore absolutely all of these, and it is encouraged. However, for this quick labs, we're just going to be going over fundamentals. So if you look on the left panel, you want to see which is not found, and it will be the system admin. If you look through here, you cannot find system admin. You will be able to find, however, the Open Google Cloud Console, password, and the project name. The username is a Google Cloud IAM identity. Excuse me, IAM just means that it will be deleted as soon as you are not using it. So that is true. For projects, this is if you have your own account, how you will label the projects. If, say, for example, you were to build a software solution for a business, it would be under one project, and that project would have an associated name and ID. The project ID and number cannot ever be changed. So when setting that up, be careful about that. We'll go over here because these are some relatively interesting topics. An organizing entity for everything in the Google Cloud is your Google Cloud project. So if you're looking to do machine learning and website and app development and analytics and advertising, it's all going to be maintained in your Google Cloud project. Quick Labs is read-only. You may not edit the information on here, the questions. And the Quick Labs resources is a project where you can run all of your lab steps. Let's see, my bad. Second my part. So Quick Labs resources is not the project where you can run all your lab steps. The lab steps, I think, it happens right here within the training. So here they're just going to show you there is a plethora of tools and services that you can use, and it's all going to be hidden inside this little unique menu. We can always just minimize it, and your dashboard will show you everything that is related to specifically your project right now. Within the IAM environment, they have certain permissions associated with each account, which will alter the tools and services that you can use. Now, the majority of the tools and services are going to be completely available. Some of them, however, do require some higher permission standard. So if you do see something that is locked, feel free to let one of the core team members know, and we will do our very best to get you access to that. So for these questions, I'm thinking. Definitely the navigation menu. Yeah, so these can be changed, I think. So you get primitive roles initially, which allows you to do certain things within the project. And then unless otherwise specified, I think that you can do everything initially, and then unless specified, you can limit them. So if you wanted to have multiple people working on projects, you can limit those permissions to allow specific people to access specific things. And then the owner role will give you permission for everything. Oh. Editor role, sorry, not owner role, editor role. Google Cloud APIs are a great resource within the Google Cloud platform. An API is a place where you can host your code and have other people use it. For instance, if you were going to write Java code or Python code or JavaScript code, you could host that on an API, a virtual machine, and other people can interact with your code. Extremely useful. I like it. One of those APIs is the Dialogflow. So you could have your users send voice recordings, and the Dialog API can analyze those and give you certain predictions about them. I don't think you need to start enabling, you don't need APIs to start working, but you can. Another example of the tools that you can use is Cloud Shell. Cloud Shell allows you to interactively SSH secure shell connection into your virtual machine. So if you do have scripts running in a virtual machine, you are able to access it from anywhere in the world. And as I show you here, they have a certain user permissions within these accounts, but again, most of them are extremely liberal. You can do almost anything. These we won't be doing specifically in this lab, although would you guys like to do it? Because if you would, then I would be more than willing to go through this with you. But if not, we could possibly end this lab and begin the next one. So let's hear in the chat, what are people saying? So I think in that case, we can end this lab because this has given you the fundamentals that you need to have in order to continue. So if we were to end this lab here, I can make you feedback. That'll allow us to go back into the tour of Google Cloud Platform and move on to the more complicated labs, like creating a virtual machine, running up a compute engine, using Google Shell and the Google Cloud, and Kubernetes. Kubernetes is really cool, and I would love to work a lot with that in the near future. think, however, with the engagement being relatively low, we might have this be something that you could complete on your own. And then if there are any questions available, questions that you need to ask, you can always reach out to any one of the core team members. We would love to help you. We could always set up a one-on-one time as well. But yeah, it's relatively straightforward, and they give you great instructions that you can follow along with. And once you complete all of the labs within a quest, you will gain access to another 30 days, as well as badges. So you will receive this badge once you complete the quest. But I think so we've done this. Quest. Yeah, so if you have any questions for the rest of the labs, more than welcome to ask us. You probably won't exceed the resources, so I wouldn't worry about this too much. And then for the rest of it, yeah, you can complete the quests that you didn't finish, and that will give you an extra 33 days. Thank you very much. Is there any questions? Okay. I'm going to stop sharing and say thank you very much.